What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Unhinged Talk. As usual, I'm your host, Patrick Hennessy, joined today by the man himself, Brian DeGennaro. How we doing today, Brian?
I'm fantastic, Pat. How are you?
Listen, I can't complain. We have a very fun topic to talk about today, and that's kind of a trade idea, right? Adam Frazier of the Pittsburgh Pirates, I think he could maybe be an answer to the Yankees' current offensive woes. But before we get into that, everyone be sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn on post notifications for more. We're going live before and after every single Yankees game this season. However, let's get back into Adam Frazier. I would say right now, if you kind of look at the Yankees offense, they're missing one thing, right? And they're missing a few things. However, I think kind of like a left-handed guy who bats for average and also gets on base at a high rate and hits with runners in scoring position. That's kind of what they're missing right now. And Adam Frazier of the Pittsburgh Pirates could be the perfect answer to that problem right now for the Yankees. I mean, if we kind of take a look right now at his 2021 stats, right? They're pretty damn good, if you ask me. Yeah. He's batting .333 with a .396 on base, .867 OPS. He's not much of a power guy, only 2 home runs, 23 RBIs. However, Brian, I think you know where I'm going with this. His stats with runners in scoring position are absolutely ridiculous. Yeah. In 38 at-bats this season with runners in scoring position, Frazier's batting .421 with a .489 on base and a almost 1,200 OPS. Now, I think this is exactly what the Yankees are missing. I know how I mentioned, like, the Yankees are missing kind of like a left-handed guy who bats for average. Sure, that's nice, but I think what's even more important about maybe trading for Frazier is his ability to drive in runs, which is something that the Yankees are kind of like last in the league in.
Yeah, hitting with runners in scoring position has been atrocious this year, as it has been pretty much for the past few years outside of DJ LeMahieu. And Frazier's kind of the guy that's like DJ LeMahieu light, you know? I mean, he's having a better year this year than LeMahieu for sure. But I mean, over the course of his career, he's a similar style player, you know? Like he hits for contact, he hits with runners in scoring position. He's got, you know, like a level. He doesn't get flustered when there's runners on in clutch situations and stuff like that. So I think he's a similar player to DJ. I think that's kind of what the Yankees need, especially with a lefty bat. Like it's exactly what you want in Yankee Stadium.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I think also kind of the key with Adam Frazier, and obviously, before we get too deep into like milking the Adam Frazier trade possibility, I just want to say that, do I think that he's necessarily going to be the sole reason, if the Yankees trade for him, that this team's going to improve and get back to what we thought that they would be? No, I don't think that he's kind of like that be all end all. However, I think if the Yankees go down the direction of making a bunch of little moves like this, because I'm not sure if Adam Frazier is going to cost too much. I think if they would have added a little bit more in the Tyone deal, they could have gotten him in that deal as well. But now they might be paying a little bit more because it is going to be a package solely around him. Right. But I think that he would kind of be a huge improvement to what they're currently working with, right? And I also think what the key with him is he's very versatile defensively. Yes. I know he's primarily a second baseman, which is an area that the Yankees don't really need depth in right now, but he's plays just about every outfield position. Yeah. And that kind of helps the Yankees out a bit as well. I wish he had a little bit more experience in center field, because that's really the Yankees' key point of concern right now. But I think the fact that he can provide the Yankees with that versatility, right? And like he's essentially could be like a Tyler Wade, but can actually hit. Right?
Yeah, no, it's a really good point. But I like the versatility that he brings. I mean, even if you play him at second base, that gives you the option to move DJ over to first, or even if you wanted to go crazy and put Gio at short and put DJ at third, something like that when when Voit comes back. So it gives you that versatility, that extra infielder that we always need. You know, you always need an extra infielder. But he has a lot of experience. Well, not a lot of experience, but a good amount of experience in left field. Yeah. And right now, the way that the Yankees have been, positioning their lineup, we've seen some of Judge in center field, which I think could continue, and have Frazier in right with other Frazier in left.
That would be weird having two Fraziers.
Fraziers on the corners. That's the dream, right?
So, well, that's like it would be the second time the Yankees had two Fraziers, right? Because at one point in 2017, they had Todd and Clint at the same time as well.
Right.
Odd stuff. But no, like
so many Fraziers.
I agree. I mean, adding a guy like Adam Frazier to this lineup would kind of be huge in that capacity of being able to like use him all around the field. But I guess my question would be like, where would you fit him in this lineup, right? Like, let's say you do trade for him. Is he more of like a two hitter, or is he more of like a a bottom of the order guy. Like you're putting him like 6, 7, maybe 8.
I think he'd be good in like the 5 spot, like around there, because you got you want to split up your order, right? So you got a guy
Yeah.
like DJ at the top, and he's a similar hitter to DJ. So you want to have him a little bit spaced out from DJ. So I think that putting him like fifth would, or kind of taking the role that Gio has right now would be ideal, right? And then Gio has the versatility to go a little bit lower down, and then we have a better lower lineup. But I think that Frazier's the kind of guy that you slot in like around fifth, sixth.
I have a hot take for you.
Tell me.
I think the Yankees trade for Adam Frazier, and he becomes their new leadoff hitter.
Oh, I like that a lot.
Yeah,
that a lot. I mean, he's having a better year than DJ. He's a lefty, which is great for a leadoff hitter. Like, okay.
Yeah, I think he would fit perfectly in that leadoff spot.
But do you think Boone has the versatility to take DJ out of that spot?
No.
That's the question.
No, yeah, no.
Because he probably
DJ's not
should be
moving
the
from
leadoff. If we did get Frazier, he probably should be the leadoff hitter. But I don't see DJ giving up that spot.
I think it would just be an acquisition that would make too much sense for the Yankees, right? I mean, like I said, we're looking at a guy who's essentially like a Tyler Wade, but is like 10 times the hitter that Tyler Wade is.
Yes, and everyone's been so gung ho on Joey Gallo. I'm not crazy about Joey Gallo.
I'd take Frazier any day over Gallo.
I would take Frazier, especially because we have so many hitters that are so similar to Gallo. We got Judge and Stanton, a lot of strikeout heavy, home run heavy guys. We don't really need another one of those. Not saying that we shouldn't get Gallo. Like, if we have the opportunity, he's a great hitter. He's going to be great to put in that lineup. But I think Frazier is the better option out of those two.
I agree. I mean, listen, obviously both of us are pretty high on Adam Frazier now, especially, I mean, the biggest thing about me for Frazier is obviously like his ability to hit with runners in scoring position. That's something that the Yankees struggle with significantly. So with that being said, what would be like a potential package you would give up for Adam Frazier? Like, because for me, this is, if you look at all the trade candidates out there, right? Maybe like a Ketel Marte or like a Max Scherzer, or just even a Joey Gallo at that point. I think the packages are kind of like already known, like what the Yankees would have to give up, right? Yeah. However, I think Adam Frazier is just a weird candidate just because I don't know if they would have to break the bank. And it's possible that the Pirates will be asking for like a ton of great prospects. So maybe personally, I would start the package with either like a Devi Garcia or a Clark Schmidt, and then maybe include like a young infielder like an Oswald Peraza or something like that. If you do that, you also open up a spot on the 40-man roster, so that would kind of help as well.
Yeah.
And then maybe include like one more kind of lower tier prospect.
Right. No, I think you make a good point. I think it will take a little bit more than we're expecting because he's having a great year, first of all. But also, he's under team control for another 2 years. I think he's arbitration eligible next year, and then there's another year after that. So, he's going to have some control. So I think that it's probably going to take someone like Devi to headline that trade. And then probably 2 more prospects after that. So
would you do it, though?
Yeah, I would do it. I think it's worth it at this point, especially since you get that control. It doesn't have to be just for this year. You have them next year and the year after as well. So, I mean, the only thing that you have to keep in mind, hold on, before you get there, the only thing that you have to keep in mind is that this year he's hitting a lot better than he has over the course of his career. He's typically like a 275 hitter, and he's batting 333 this year. So, you got to take that with a grain of salt. And you have to remember he'd be coming from the NL that he's played his entire career in over to the Yankees. Not just any AL team. Like we know people struggle when they come to the Yankees. So it's some things to keep in mind, but I don't think that it would stop me from doing the deal. Yeah,
he's surely having a career year. But kind of the question I wanted to ask you was would you include Clint in that deal? Like let's say the Pirates were only doing the deal if like you package it around Clint. Are you making it? Frazier for Frazier.
Okay. I thought you meant Davey and Clint because that would
Clint would be the main piece. I don't think I would.
I think you got it at this point. Look, I mean, I love Clint. I've been so high on him, but we know how the Yankees love to hold on to prospects until they have no value left. I think Frazier's kind of at the point where he doesn't have that much value because he's had such a terrible year. So I don't think that the Pirates would ask for Clint and only Clint. But if you got that opportunity, I mean, you got to go for it because he's shown that he hasn't been able to hit this year. And if that's going to be the case going forward, you might as well take the guy that is hitting, right?
Yeah, it's fair. It's a fair argument. I could see how someone could go either way with it. However, I think what you mentioned kind of about how this is a career outlier year for Adam Frazier, that's something to keep in mind too. However, maybe it it would go two ways for the Yankees, right?
Mhm.
One, they overpay for a guy having a career year and they
Yeah.
just don't get that same production out of him. Or
Yeah.
B, they kind of pay the value for Adam Frazier, who's just gotten comfortable with his approach now, and this is the guy who he truly is. It would be
Yeah.
able to go either way, but I think the bottom line of this whole conversation, the Yankees need something to add to their offense because it's just at the point this season where it's just not good, and they're not going to make a deep postseason run if they don't make any sort of improvements soon.
They might not even make the postseason at this rate, but go on.
I don't know, but that is going to wrap things up for today. Appreciate everybody for stopping by. You guys know the deal. Like, comment, subscribe, turn on post notifications for more. We're going live before and after every single Yankees game this season, so stay tuned for that content. Also, stay happy, stay healthy, stay safe. Let's go, Yankees. Peace.